All right, welcome to the Sae Bae cast, number 221 with Moove Over. Move, how we doing today?
I'm amazing. I'm hyped to be here.
Can I just say right off the bat, you know, you probably actually still remember this, but I want to share it for the audience. You know how I first came across you as a person and a content creator?
I believe I was like probably skilling on my old Iron Man.
Yeah, no, it was a video of you charging fire orbs, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god, no way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
actually crazy. That's a
yeah.
throwback. That's
Yeah.
on not even an Iron Man, that's on one of my old like main accounts.
Yeah, no, it's fucking great. Like it was just a different era of RuneScape.
Oh yeah.
Like those like I was just scouring the internet, like YouTube in particular, and trying to just find some new YouTube channels of just kind of like psychopaths going for crazy goals because it was so fascinating. It still is
This
fascinating to me.
is it's like non-comprehensible now. Like why would you ever do this kind of thing?
But it's so good.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's such a classic grind. Like what? How many was it? Like 100,000 or something? I swear you're going for like a hundred thousand.
Nah, it wasn't that crazy. It was like 50. I think it was 56,000. It was
Okay.
something,
Well,
but I
it's still
crafted
pretty
them all
crazy.
myself and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But just to have you're not even an Iron Man, but you're going on just a very simple, classic, old school grind of I'm going to
Yeah.
charge
That.
these fucking fire orbs.
Yeah. Cause oh man, I'm getting such a nostalgia trip right now because back then we were so inefficient with how we played that like we didn't even realize what we were doing. It was awesome
But
because I think my whole reason for doing that
yeah.
was to get a Ceradome and God Sword and afford a SGS for Slayer. That was my whole reason behind it.
Oh my dude, what were the okay? How much is I'm actually very curious on this. I haven't played a main in so long. What is a Sarah God Sword right now? Um,
Mm, let's
what's the
find
price
out.
of that?
Ceradome.
Okay,
It
35
is.
mil. That's still respectable.
It's about this. It's about the
Yeah,
same as it was back in the day, to be
I
honest.
remember it being around 50 mil, like
I think it
45 to
was
50 mil.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50.
That's actually impressive. It's
And
kept up so much.
yeah, I made around like 70 something mil from all those fire orbs. So like I spend a large majority on the Sarah sword or Sarah God sword, yeah.
The thing is we also have to remember how little PVM content there really was. So these
Yeah.
kind of classic skilling grinds were a good way to make money in a way, unless you wanted to really do some crazy stuff like Zulrah. I don't even know if Zulrah was out at that time. To be fair, maybe it was.
I'm gonna look back at that. Let's see,
Yeah.
how long ago was this?
Now I'm curious.
8 years ago. Oh my
Can you
god.
link that for me? I need to pull this up.
Yeah, one sec.
8 years ago, so we're talking 20. That you know what's crazy? 8 years ago is only 2017. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah, we're old. We're dying soon, dude.
like when I think 8 years ago, I think like pre OSRS, but I'm like, no, dude. Like
uh,
it's time's
there you
flying.
go. I linked it. Yeah, it
Okay.
was 56,000 fire orbs.
Oh my.
And let me skip to the profit. Oh my god. Yeah, 78 mil was the total profit from that. Oh man.
So
Crazy to look back on.
yeah, this is
Because I think it probably took me, if I remember right, I did this around the holidays, and it took me like most of January, I think 2 or 3 weeks of just one turning the molten glass into orbs, and then finally like charging every single orb. So it
I
took like
love it.
3 weeks, and it
I,
was full AFK. I didn't sweat it or anything by
yeah,
like
yeah,
using each one on the thing, and no, I was super AFK, chilling the whole time.
bro. I'm just seeing you pull out 66. You have 78 mil in your inventory. I just remember watching this video and being absolutely blown away by like that amount of money. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
it's just
crazy.
different. It's like a different fucking era where like you just getting a green cash stack was just like wow, like I made it, you know?
Like, all right, this guy can afford bandos now. He's a big deal, dude.
Yeah. Dude, and I want to just share, you know, because back in 2015 when I first started playing, I just remember I was so fucking newbie. It's actually crazy thinking back to how newbie I really was, because I remember being in Las Vegas and I was selling solar door to door. This is like directly after my Mormon mission for 2 years. And I had not heard anything about RuneScape during this whole time for like 8-year span. I was just kind of addicted to Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, Minecraft and shit. And,
yeah, I loved Guitar Hero.
Oh, the fucking
on the PS2. Guitar Hero 2 was my shit.
Guitar Hero 3 was my favorite.
Yeah, I love that one as well too.
But I had a roommate that introduced me to old school, and he was like, yo, RuneScape came back and you need to play this. And I'm like, bro, they destroyed RuneScape. What are you talking about? He's like, no, they brought it back. So I checked it out, got hooked basically immediately. And I remember the first couple things I got that really set my account up.
This was when old school came back?
No. This is September of 2015. So
okay.
When old school had come back, I was a senior in high school, and none of my friends played. I didn't play. I didn't even think about the game. I hadn't known anything for years about RuneScape because it died in 2007 for me. It fucking died. I was just like never gonna go play it again, and which is crazy because you never quit RuneScape, but I had like fully quit, and there was other games that were taking up my time.
Quote unquote quit.
Yeah. But then I even spent 2 years away from video games entirely on my mission, and then when I got home, that was when, I was in Las Vegas with some roommates, and one of my roommates just happened to play. So he got me hooked, and I got my account set up really nicely from doing 6 medium clues. I got 2 pairs of Ranger boots within my first 6 mediums, and Ranger boots at the time were 19 mil. Oh yeah, so deserved. And I was like, what, dude?
That's so insane for back then.
Oh, dude,
like,
it was
just for doing clues.
Bro, my bank was maybe 2 mil, I think. Like my bank was like fucking 2 or 3 mil, I think, at the time.
Because back then, Clue Helper wasn't a thing. All these plugins did not exist.
Bro,
it was so much harder back then.
I had to go to the wiki I started memorizing a lot of the mediums, because beyond 6 mediums, I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing mediums. Like I didn't even know the drop rates really. I just knew I was getting fucking lucky. So let's just keep farming Rangers.
Yeah, why not?
The next pair of Rangers I got ended up being like 400 later, which is still crazy, but still, it's like, that. So I only did like a total of like maybe like 500 on that main account. But I just remember I had to have the wiki pulled up. I had to have the fucking coordinate thing up there. And this was back when the wiki page of the clue coordinates was shared. So it had every tier on there. So when you had to click something, it's like you're scrolling through the elite versions and the hard versions. It was a fucking mess. But
oh man, yeah, all the map locations and stuff.
Yeah. There was no plugin for that.
Nope.
And keep in mind, there wasn't even such thing as clue high scores back then. So actually, maybe there was sort of like a.
That reminds me, probably the first person to ever get me into clues at least back in those days was probably Kiefer's.
Yeah, the fucking king, dude. He would be in the most harmless dungeon
for sure.
Yeah,
killing cave wars all day.
What a fucking unit, honestly. Like
that was before Clue Scrolls had KC.
I know, dude. Nuts. What a giga chad. Like actually, this is. I think there was an unofficial KC tracker on OS Buddy, because I remember being able to see how many clues I did, and they could look up other people, but only if they used OS Buddy.
And everything.
Yeah. But so I mentioned that because that's how I kind of got my account set up really nicely. Basically, as a very low level, I ended up having a 40 mil bank, and I was like, okay, I'm just fucking loaded. So let's start buying some nice gear and go to Slayer. And so my next goal was like, I wanted to find a stable moneymaker, because I realized mediums probably weren't going to do it for me. So I grinded to 72 Slayer because I looked on YouTube that Wyverns just got a buff, and they're like the hottest thing to do. They got a buff the year prior. And so I was like, I'm going to just get 72 and then camp Wyverns. So I grinded to 72, which was such a massive grind for me at the time, because everything was fucking inefficient. Just didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got 72, and I was like, I'm going to Wyverns. And you know what I brought to the Wyvern cave? A fucking listen.
If I had to
you're
guess,
not even gonna know. You're not gonna know.
I saw most people back then AFK and in void range with broad bolts or something.
Okay, listen.
But,
I didn't even know what
go off.
void. I didn't even know what void was at this point. So I showed up with, and I only had 62 range. I remember distinctly. I had like 61 or 62 range. So I pull up with red D-hide.
Let's go.
And I'm pretty sure I had to start with an Addy crossbow. I kid you not. And I had a fucking obby cape because I didn't know what an Ava's accumulator was. I did not know what that was. I didn't know animal magnetism. Like,
just an ultimate champion, ready to take on the world.
Yes, dude. Like, seriously, I showed up and then people are like wearing these backpacks. I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, okay, like maybe that's like the cool range thing to wear. And
backpacks,
then
that must be extra inventory space, right?
Yeah. That's honestly like it didn't even cross my mind. And so this guy's like, dude, bro, why are you wearing a cape? I was like, it's got defense. I don't know, like just it's cool. Everyone's wearing an obby cape. I look at the Grand Exchange. It's either a fire cape or an obby cape, or a skill cape. And I don't have a 99 yet, so this is what I'm rocking. And the guy eventually told me that there's a quest that actually can like retrieve your ammo for you, and I was blown away by that fact. But that was my simple grind. My grind back in 2015, leading into 2016, was AFKing Wyverns, and I even made an alternate account that was a pure to side screen Wyverns as well. So I had 2 accounts maining Wyverns. And
you were dedicated.
That's what I did in college, dude. I killed 15,000 Wyverns on that main account. It was glorious. Oh, yeah. Those are the days.
Man.
So
how many visages did you get?
I got 3.
This has to be back when they were actually worth a damn, though, like 20 mil or something.
I think the first one I got was around like 19 or 18 or 19 mil.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even want to look it up right now. It's probably like a mil or something.
Dude, it's dog shit now, which is so sad. Dude,
oh, it's 4.8. That's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Getting a visage. I remember, I mean, again, this is at a time as well where like you would players, I'm saying you, but I'm just saying players in general, including myself, would like fucking froth over the idea of like pulling that rare item or finally achieving your goal, like your fire orb grind. It was like, dude, you'd froth over the idea of like finally cashing out and like, bro, I fucking did it. I just made all this fucking bank. Getting that visage drop was like a dream come true. Like I thought about it for weeks. I was like, that was amazing.
Yeah, you just look so much beefier with it too. I think, that's because this was before ToB and everything, so it was just the regular drag. Wait, was Dragon Defender out yet? I don't know.
Yeah, it was at that time.
Because I remember it was like on par with the Dragon Defender for a good while, so that's probably why it like stood at that like 20 mil mark for a good while.
Oh yeah. Because I mean DFS. This is actually. I mean, I'm sure but this is actually pretty uncommon knowledge. But the DFS actually has higher strength than the Dragon Defender.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so that's probably why. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it just doesn't have the accuracy, which is really valuable when it's like plus 30 or so. But
yeah, we're sweating for that accuracy.
Yeah, for real. But that was just like the good old days, man. And like
everything was so simple.
Let me, because I want to ask you about this, about your journey with becoming more and more efficient with this game. Now, neither of us are like, giga sweats or whatnot, but like,
no.
We obviously see the game differently, playing it more and more. For me, it was a slow journey of getting to Wyverns, having no idea what I'm doing. And then I remember becoming the king of Wyverns at the time because I was one of the only motherfuckers that when I made enough money, I reinvested in it. So I made the money. I would grind all these Wyverns, make a bunch of cash, and then I bought full Armadillo, which, keep in mind, Void probably would have been better.
With the backpack.
Yeah. Void probably actually still would have been better because this is pre-nerfed Void with the range. I just didn't know about it. I just thought it was 10%, but it was actually like 20.
Oh man, yeah, it used to be a little bit OP, and then people bitched about it at Zora, so it got
dude, it was so OP though, and it was free.
But now we got Missouri, so who cares?
Yeah, but I showed up with full Arma, ACB, which was best in slot at the time, and then I started bringing diamond bolt E's, and every other peasant there would bring broad bolts.
So you went from champion to unit.
Oh yeah,
is what I'm understanding right now.
And it wasn't overnight. I just started recognizing, because my brain was starting to, just so many hours AFKing, and then I was like, oh, I could probably speed this up a little bit. And so I started speeding it up by just upgrading my stuff. And then I even started bringing a fucking odium ward, bro. I brought an odium ward, and people thought that was so risky. Like, bro, like, what if the skeletal wyverns like hit you with their freeze attack?
Yeah, because you're just AFK. They're unaggressive. Like, as long as you never leave the aggro range, you're chilling.
Yep. And I started knowing where those aggro ranges would kind of be, because there was no aggro range plugin. It was just like you kind of had to.
There were no tile markers to mark anything. You just kind of had to know.
Yeah, so I started memorizing this shit. And dude, do you remember? I don't know if you ever did Wyverns. Do you remember how fucking camped it was, where you had to
with
bring
the Wyvern the Wyvern CC and everything, people running. I love that.
It was amazing, and you had to make sure you had an air staff on you, because if you wanted to AFK and not lose your spot, you had to auto cast.
Oh yeah,
not auto cast. You had to manually
strike. Dude,
you had to bring a
pettiness in the strats back then was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, but I remember that for like other stuff, like people trying to prio their Slayer monsters when things got released. With the wind strike, I remember that. But I think I only stayed at Wyverns for maybe like a week. I didn't have the patience for it, but like it was definitely nice.
Bro,
I didn't like camp it like other people. I didn't have the patience for the visage, but I respected it for sure.
I had the patience, and that was my jam. Like, Wyverns were truly like, that was home to me. And I remember just the sheer dopamine hit I would get by going to the Grand Exchange and gearing up for the longest Wyvern trip. I would go there and I'd be like, hey, I'm just going to go to fucking town. So I'm going to buy, I grinded out an herb sack because I wanted to collect all the herbs. I grinded out a gem bag because I wanted to get all the gems. I grinded out, all the stuff, and I had a rune pouch and everything because I wanted to store extra runes, and I wanted to have. And so I just had everything like locked and loaded, and I'd buy a metric fuck ton of diamond E's, and I'm like, and I would commit myself. I'm like, I'm gonna use every last one of these diamond E's until my trip's done, basically. And so I'd camp there for weeks, and I'd go there, and I just remember I was locked and loaded, and I remember you would see a guy log in like near you, and you could tell if he was gonna crash you or not, because every world was fucking packed. And so I just remember
that's where you bust out the wind strike.
Yep. You are just staring because there is no like respawn timer, so you're just fucking hovering the mouse over.
That reminds me of an old strat that they fixed forever ago.
Whoa,
where you would right click the dying NPC and then left click it as soon as it came back, so the interface would still like notice it.
I wonder if you could have actually gotten it a tick earlier then, if you knew the timer, like if you were like to anticipate it.
Yeah.
You know how with like the Guardians of the Rift strat, you can like highlight or like you can click a prayer, and then as soon as like it's actually available to mine, your guy actually starts mining it a tick early. I wonder if it would have been a system like that, or kind of like the eclectic impling glitch thing, where you like
I've seen with the house options and stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if it would have been similar to that, where like you could click it one tick prior to it spawning and somehow get it like right then. Probably not actually, because I don't think you would.
I have no idea. I don't even remember the context of why they fixed that bug. I guess people were just whining about like getting prio or something, but that's usually what it is.
Dude, remember how busted the Serp helm was back then?
I still use it sometimes, but I mean, not as much now. Like, you can just chug jug with an anti-venom, like the new ones, and it lasts forever. So, like, I use it I still use it some places. Like, I'll use it at CMs. That's about the main place I'll still use it.
No. But do you remember how busted it was? Where I remember there was like some Giga Chad meleeers that would walk into the Wyvern Cape, run in, and if a Wyvern attacked the guy with the Serp helm, they'd get fucking venomed. And it was just like all of a sudden they're getting like hit 16s.
Oh, you're 20s. Talking about before they
nerfed it to the ground.
Yeah, where you could just venom every single thing. like as soon as it touches you.
Yeah, just guaranteed venom. Basically, everything's getting fucking venomed. It's
Man,
crazy.
why does Jagex take away all the fun stuff?
Yeah, for real. Dude, good times. Let me ask you though. So, I mentioned all that because I wanted to ask how you started getting more efficient or more, I don't know, just not even efficiency necessarily, but just like more focused in on the grinds of like, okay, I can actually make better money, not wasting my time charging fire orbs.
I think. Well, you see, back then, I think I was like, so I enjoyed skilling a good bit, and I also was a common enjoyer of the duel arena, and so I would take all my profit and just go chuck it there,
Oh,
and then
fuck.
eventually I got so fed up with it, I was like, I'm just playing to go to the duel arena at this point, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make an Iron Man. And then I really started to like actually play the game, not just like play the game for gold, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's around the time where I was like really starting to actually get efficient because everything mattered. I couldn't
How
just throw it all away.
how difficult was it for you to like transition to Iron Man? Because that was honestly a big reason back then when Duel Arena was super active. A big reason people would make an Iron Man is because their gambling addictions. Like
Yes.
it was like the reason
Like
to make Iron
one
Man.
of yeah, I mean honestly, I kind of found it. I found the early game and the mid game is probably the most fun you'll have. Uh, for a good while until you really reach the end to raid. So like the early game of Iron Man is pretty fun because you're just a million things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you were a Rune HQer or
Oh yeah. Rune HQ on my chest for questing at least.
and shout out to Sae Bae back in the day, fucking holding it down. Yeah, those were like my holy bibles when I was a noob Iron Man because there was just so much crap and that was just the way to go because yeah, there wasn't much things to go off of yet. There wasn't too many people doing guides of YouTube. It was mainly just like if someone was interested in something, they would just load up the recorder, raw footage that thing, and then no one would see it unless you like specifically looked it up.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't around the time, I think, until like, I mean, there was definitely some Iron Man creators, but I think it really started exploding around hardcore release because it was like 2 years
Yeah,
after the mode had come out. And I remember distinctly watching DVS's hardcore grind to max. Like that was amazing. And it was a little bit more structured. Like people kind of started knowing the path to take for irons at that point.
yeah. I think the main, I don't know if it was Nightleaf or something, was the main
Mm.
Iron Man guide I followed.
Mm.
I think if I made a new one now, though, I would have to follow that new Bodhi one that he's been doing because that's like the most updated with all the Varlamore stuff and stuff.
Oh shit. Are you a guide
But I
follower?
would
Do
have
you
to.
are you a big fan of guides?
Hmm.
Like I feel like I kind of
Well,
always resist them.
I think yes and no because I think when I made my first Iron Man, the first thing I did was I was still like interested in skilling because that's all I did on my normal account was like I was a hunter enjoyer. So I would just three tick and insta trap all fucking day.
That's
And
crazy. You're like literally MMORPG. I don't know how you guys do that. I always hated Hunter.
yeah, oh man, dude, he pulled a scythe today, bro.
He still doesn't have his dust, right? Or is it dust or the kit?
Yes. Oh my god, it's the dust.
That's
He's now
fucked.
the driest in history without the dust. It's so sad.
Ugh.
He deserves it, bro. He really does. He has a better KD ratio than I do. And that's saying something. In like hard mode
Damn.
top. He probably has double the completions of his deaths, which is insane to not have the dust.
Wow. And there's not much writing on it with deaths, is there? Like, is that actually like
each death increases the rate, but if you die more than 3 times, if you die 3 times personal deaths, then your rate for dust goes like it skyrockets. You might as well not have a rate.
Oh, wow.
But if you die like twice, it's fine. You'll still have a solid chance at it. But the like base rate is 1 out of 275, and he is 2100 plus.
Oh my god!
So he is almost 8 times rate. He's legit driest in the world right now. It's ridiculous,
bro. That is so, and it's so fucked because like, well, first off, it's crazy to even be the driest when you're a streamer because there's so many non-streamers compared to streamers that like,
yep.
If you're a dude that's also streaming it, that's just wild. There's the same thing with Casey going the driest for a bloodhound currently. Like he's like 6,000 something.
Yeah,
the fact
that
he
was crazy to watch him do it day in and day out of just nothing but masters, man.
Dude, did you know he's like super burnt apparently?
I don't doubt it.
No,
I've gotten burnt plenty of times.
No. I mean, he hasn't logged in since the collection log update. Like he's not on the official high scores yet.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
At least he wasn't as of like a few days ago. Maybe he has logged in since.
Yeah, I don't blame him because when I burn out, I totally go to a different game and then I just completely shut myself out of like the RuneScape sphere. So that when I come back to it, I'm just fully fresh and I'm like about it again. Unless I'm like watching like maybe like daily clips from Behemoth or whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably the only time. Like the last instance I think was November. The hardcore WoW fresh servers came out, and that was like the best time to take a break because Leagues was coming out and everybody was going to be on that anyway. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go enjoy myself on the hardcore server. I did. I had a blast for like 2 months. Now I'm back. So, HMT.
We haven't even touched on it yet, but you are actually rank 1 hard mode ToB for irons. Is that right?
I sure am. And I'm aiming for overall, but that is such a big goal.
Yeah, I actually was on your Twitter. Actually, I'm still on your Twitter profile and just want to pull this up because some motherfucker, like you're rank 3 overall for hard mode ToB, like including mains. And there's some dude with over double your Casey. What the hell? Is he doing? Let me just ask. Like, is he still doing it? And is he doing more than
Yes, he's active. He's definitely active. I can tell you right now if he's more active than me. Let me see.
Okay. Because like, are you even on rate to catch him eventually, or is he actually just going even faster?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because everybody on the HMT high scores go through phases where they're like just about just doing HMTs every day, like 20 runs every single day, no matter what. And then they'll just burn out and never want to touch it again. Like, that's what happened with JT. JT did those 3,000 HMTs in 1 year.
Oh my God.
And he hasn't really like done that much ever since. He's been like enjoying himself on another account. So like people will burn themselves out going, if you don't enjoy HMT, you're not going to enjoy the top page. I can tell you that much. Because most people in the HMT, they'll go for green log and then they retire. Is pretty much how it goes. Unless you genuinely like enjoy doing HMT or you're a booster.
So you've done, I'm looking at your account right now. You've done 942 normal ToB and 3469 as of right now, hard modes.
Yes.
So actually, I think I have your log pulled up here too on the Twitter. So I'm going to pull this up for those.
Oh, my dust log is disgusting. Like me and Curtis are on the two opposite spectrums where he has nothing and I have it all. It's ridiculous. In January alone, last month, I got 8 dust.
What? Okay, well, how many are you at now? Because this is outdated then.
I'm at 22 dusts right now.
What the fuck? Yeah, because you have 14
I can screenshot you my
let's see the latest.
Let's.
22 dusts.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
actually busted. Like I'm dull. I stopped keeping track because like every time I do the math, it's
Yeah,
just not okay.
you should maybe have like 11, and then that's even like
Like
that's kind
so,
of.
I'm 3469. You should have 12.6 dust. I have 10 more than
But
I
that's
should.
assuming like deathless though, right? Then you've died.
Yes. Yeah, I
Oh
die
my
all the time
god.
because like I have everything, so I don't really care if I die, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just
Just fucking
I'll
send it.
if
Get the
you think
completion.
I'm running on a 2 down bloat, you are crazy, bro. I'm saying
Dude.
every time.
So I'm just looking at this. For those on Spotify, I just want to list out some of these. So out of an accumulated about 4,400 total ToB, 3,469 of those being hard mode, 7 scythes, 14 rapiers, 7 sangs, 13 full justy sets, 47 hilts, 22 dusts, 23 sanguine kits, and 33 holy kits. Obviously, everything's green
Yeah.
logged.
You see the
49,000 vials of blood.
Oh man, I have some stories about vials of blood, dude.
Okay, what?
So, vials of blood are the sole what's it called? They are like the sole substance of my coffer.
Mmm.
Like my entire desk coffer is funded by vials of blood, and I still have around 500 mil in vials of blood in my bank.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I think the first time I sacrificed vials of blood, I sacrificed around 100 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Back when they were 26K each,
Oh my god. How much are they now?
and they're like under 15,
Okay.
I think.
Now,
Vial of blood.
I think that's
Yeah.
absolutely psychopathic to ever sacrifice any vials of blood because those are like so precious in most Iron
Yeah, but
Man's eyes.
I have an
Yeah.
absurd amount.
Yeah, you have an absurd
Like
amount.
I
And
will
on top
never
of that,
run
you're going to
out.
keep doing hard modes.
Yeah, exactly. It's my favorite content, so
Yeah.
I'll never stop.
Is it better than normal ToB, you'd say?
Oh yeah.
So
Like the
why is
only
that?
time I do normal tubs nowadays is like if I'm fucking around with some friends. That's
So
pretty much the only time.
why is it better though?
Uh I don't know. There's less RNG. There's less annoying mechanics. There are more visual bugs, for sure. Like, for instance, on when you maze skip on Sodaseg, people coming out the other side of the maze will not see the balls. There's stuff like that, and Nilo boss kind of blinks sometimes. It'll like flicker, and everybody will just click through it sometimes. But there's like stuff with that with every boss. But what were we talking about? I kind of got off track.
No, I was curious about the ToB versus hard mode, but I mean, there's several
Oh
branches I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
go on. Like,
Well, there's some very satisfying about getting a full team of Pog tankers and just killing Verzik on hard mode before yellows is just very satisfying to do it fast.
yeah,
Like I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm no sweat. Like I'm not pulling sub 14 HMTs like some of these guys, but I enjoy myself. I think my PV is only like 15 minutes, but I have fun. You
that
know.
that's fucking sick, man. Like, it's actually just an insane grind. So, I mean, do you have a loot tracker of how much money you've made from like resources on top of all the uniques?
Well, it's kind of hard to say because I have some of it. Like I have 3,900 in my loot tracker.
Mm.
I'll screenshot it real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah, yeah.
but half a good bit of my loot is not gonna show up because I was on an old computer a few years ago, and then I finally upgraded because I was tired of like crashing every 2 seconds. But that is the current loot tracker as it stands. But I think there's a few sides missing from it, and maybe like 9 of
Bruh. I'm just looking at the fucking like wines and the. I mean, this actually isn't the craziest thing. I mean, 25,000 rune ore is pretty massive. That's cool, but
Oh, it's all gone too. Every single piece of rune ore and rune there is gone because all of my bloods are channeled through all of my alchemy. All my gold goes to bloods. Every single bit of it.
How many blood runes do you think you've consumed with your scythe? Do you have any
Ooh.
estimate? Like, I used to track this shit on Sae Bae. Every time I'd go to the well, I'd track it because I was doing so much nightmare.
I don't know. It's hard to say because I think I did half the KC pre-scythe nerf. Or buff, I should say. Back when it used to charge, even when you swung 0.
Yeah, it was 3
used
blood
to
runes
be
every time.
3 bloods per. So I would, oh man, at least a bill worth of gold has gone into blood runes. At least.
I believe it. So Scar Essence for you was like a total game changer. I'm imagining that's what
dude,
you're
I was
using,
so
right?
hyped for Scar Essence when they finally announced Scar Essence. I got so hyped. You know the funny thing about ToB loot is that you'll have all the herbs in the world. Like you'll never have to do another herb run again unless you want Gothic Express. So pretty much all of my farm runs are from Marantil, Qualms, and Terramin for Gothic Express. And then I don't farm anything else.
That's crazy. Now, you're a maxed Iron Man at this point, and you had a previous... Yes. Did you have a previous Iron Man, or did... what
it
exactly...
was Yeah, I used to be rank 150 back in 2019 on Big Reef.
Okay. Is that still the same name? Can I look that up?
I have no idea what it is nowadays because like it's not mine anymore. Basically, is a short way of putting it because yeah, I don't even know the current name of it to be honest with you.
So
because was that after I got rid of it, because back in the day I was pretty unemployed. So I had to. I basically
connecting
sold
the dots.
Everything. Yeah, I sold everything on my account and my account itself because I was either like, I got to pay this property tax and I'm missing $2,000, so it's either my house or my account at the end of the day. So I was just like, I built the bullet, said fuck it, and then like pretty much quit for a couple years. And then I went to WoW Classic for a while, and that's why I got the name Moove Over because I was a warrior Tauren.
It wasn't because of moving over to WoW, traitor.
No, I wish it was, but
so that because when that was a pretty beefy account, like that must have been pretty fucking heartbreaking to realize, like, and especially time after, like probably in the moment it's just whatever.
When I first made when I made the newest Iron Man, all I did was just look back at that account. I was like, man, why?
Fuck.
It's just so many hours down there because it was just so impressive for the time.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you were there. You were there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I even remember when I first started streaming. Like that's when I followed you. In fact, I'm actually curious if I go to your Twitch right now. When did I follow you? Because I remember when I first started streaming, I came to your stream. I swear it was just a few months after. Let me see. Yeah, bro, I started following you the first month of me streaming. February 5th, 2019.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I think that is the year I quit. I think I quit like late 2019. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, because
here we are now.
you had a beast account. I mean, I had a pretty beast account. I wasn't maxed quite then. I maxed.
Yeah, you were still like a beefed up account for sure.
Oh yeah. I
mean, it's crazy to see how far it's come for like, and now you're on. I think your group Iron now.
I was on the group.
You doing agility and stuff all the time. Then your cast.
I was on the group Iron Man with Tasty, T Papa, Jesse, and No Monkey, and then we had a little falling out, me and No Monkey, and then the group disbanded, and then I made a brand new Iron Man because I went back to Sae Bae, and I was like, I just can't. Like, it's just not the same anymore. There's not the same feel to like overall progression and the kind of competition that I used to really deeply enjoy.
Yeah, if there's not like a boss that's really got you hooked, it's gonna be hard to like stay in the end game for like as long as you have, just because like what else is there to do? So we're
Yeah,
just waiting.
my big drive for so long was just clue scrolls. Like I loved doing clues. I loved being high rank in, rank 1 elites.
I got so spoiled on clue scrolls. I got like a third age plate body super early.
Dude, I was spoiled too. But wait,
And
did you have
then
any
I was
other
just
pieces?
like, I got the best item in the game. What do I even gotta do clue scrolls for? So now I half-ass my clue scrolls all the time now. I
See,
know efficient people don't want to hear that, but
for me,
it is what it is.
I got the kite shield, and that was like the fucking gold standard piece. If you get a kite
Oh
shield, you're
yeah,
just balling out.
because you can wear it with anything.
Oh yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah, it was insane. And then like I still think back to that day when I pulled that. I could not believe my eyes. It was the craziest. And then
Now you're basically full third age.
I got the plate body and the plate legs. But the thing is, I'm not completed with it, and I'm still not playing Sae Bae. And I think, there's several reasons for it. But a big reason in regards to clues was just like, look at what they've done to them. I mean, clues is so crazy nowadays, which you could argue would be a reason to do them more now because it's just so much easier. But it's like they've been devalued in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
In fact, they're talking about stackable clues and stuff, which
I'm talking about it too. And I think it's actually fine to add at this point because of just how much there's been devaluations.
I think there's something to look at as far as like devaluation goes, because I used to be one of those people who cared about XP rates and everything. Like, don't devalue this, don't do that. And then there was just something cathartic about letting it all go and not giving a fuck anymore about if they ruin the game.
Was that okay?
And
Was
then
this
it was
after
just
though? What was this after your account was gone and you made a new one that you were able to let go easier?
Yeah.
Or was it before?
By the time I had gotten rid of my first max iron, I was just like, I don't really care as much anymore, to be honest. So I guess that has a lot to do with it. So, because it was just like so much more enjoyable to be like, oh, this is kind of overpowered. Who cares? It's just like, just having fun at that point. We're not really thinking about efficiency. It's just, I guess it's a more casual approach.
It's a healthier approach as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. I had to take a step back because one, if you keep that mindset, and because you would totally understand like this point of view, like you were a top ranked Ironman at one point where I'm imagining, well, we can get into it if you want, but like you probably cared about overall ranks. You cared about the extra skilling on top, post max.
I was aiming for like top 100 at that point, I think.
Yeah. And there just comes a point where like you just understand that the goalpost never really ends. And it also kind of leads to more unhealthy playstyles where like you actually start resenting some of the grinds you have to do, but you have to do it, so you just accept it sort of. But
yeah, and then you kind of reflect that onto other people not doing the sweatier methods. And it's just like, why are you doing this? You're going to spend double the amount of time. You could just go do this.
Yeah. I'm glad I never got to that point. I'm glad I never got exactly to that point where I was judging others necessarily, but I definitely started being more efficient, and that like it was also consuming in a way where anytime I wasn't playing, and I never really was like a mobile player, so when I logged out it felt like wasted time, and I realized like if you really want to take this game more seriously, you really have to start milking every hour to be gaining some sort of XP. And I was like, I wasn't
a mobile player. I don't think until at one point I was like working overnight at a gas station. And it was just like 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., just graveyard shift, babysitting crackheads. And like all I would do on my phone was just AFK star mine. And that's how I got 91 to 99 mining on this account, at least. Compared to like 3 tick 4 granite or something.
Yeah.
I could never get into that. I tried it, but I was just not about it. When the Addy Pick update came out, I actually watched your video.
Hell yeah.
On the like tick thing, and I was like, this is so much more enjoyable, but I'm already 99, so who cares? But I was like, this is so much more enjoyable than the old method. I
Yeah.
can't wait for. I don't know when they were talking about. They were talking about an item that would get rid of the need to pick manipulate.
Yeah,
I don't
fucking
remember.
gnome cube.
Yeah, that thing. Still waiting. Still waiting.
I love
But
you for bringing that up. Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of that. Like, no, it's a nice, like you said, I think the best word is like cathartic of just letting go and not caring anymore. Because Sae Bae, I definitely cared about. I cared about the prestige of the account for so long, and just being away from it and just getting to enjoy sort of early to mid game Iron Man, and just not care if I'm logged in at all. Like, there's literally no care in the world for me to not be gaining XP. Even with Sae Bae, I didn't really care that much, but there was other things that I started caring about, and like one of the big reasons I liked Clue Scrolls was the fact that you kind of had to be actively playing. Clue Scrolls was a
they get
way.
updated all the time.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you could go to work and Venator bow fucking jellies for 8 hours at work, and then you have 50 hard clues stacked for after work. And that is just a massive, massive meta shift to Clue Scrolls. Whereas before, to get top ranked clues, you had to be locked and loaded constantly on your computer, because every time you got a clue scroll, you had to immediately do it. And if you're at work, you're not doing that. You don't have the capacity to be, using your brain and solving clue scrolls midway through this kind of stuff. So that was kind of the prestige.
I've never been that kind. I've never been that kind of efficiency. In fact, yeah, I'm complete opposite. If some people are gonna cringe when they hear this, but I did the math literally 2 days ago on how many elite clues I have wasted while doing hard mode top.
No.
I have done 94 clues from elite top.
How many are
The
you supposed
amount
to
of
Oh no.
I have missed out on over 400 elite caskets.
Oh, and those could be masters. People are just imagining.
Yep.
Do you have a bloodhound? I'm imagining no, right?
No.
Okay.
I honestly just do clues when I'm in the mood for it. That is my attitude with it.
It's a good attitude.
I mean, that's probably the reason why I don't have full Corva or like anything from Toa. I'm just stuck at HMT because I like it.
So what is your plan right now? You say you actually want to go for rank 1. Is that like just straight up like that's your goal now?
Well, the thing was, I never initially went for any ranks with HMT. I just kept doing it because I liked it, and it just kind of happened. So, I mean, I would like to go for rank 1. The rank 1 guy, Vendius, he's told me himself. I quote, "I look forward to you staying rank 1 when I eventually get banned." And I was like, "What?"
Ooh.
But yeah. So
I'm imagining that would be for him selling off all the profit, right? That's what he means by it. Not like he's botting.
I'm
not.
I don't. He could have been joking.
Yeah.
To be fair, so I'm not going to take that too seriously. But I mean, like.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not. I guess I asked that mainly because like that's not to insinuate he's botting it, right? Like I imagine there's somebody in my audience that's imagining him like sending it on.
Oh no, nothing like that. But I never thought I'd be rank 1. I thought JT was going to be the one to take him down because JT did that 3,000 HMTs in a year. So I thought he was going to be him. He was going to be Neo. I was believing, like I was ready for it, and then he just stopped at 3450. Like me, Raindrop, JT, and Torags were all like top 10 HMTers, and we did a run the other day. I think that's the last run I did with him. I haven't seen him do any since. So I think he's like done with it as far as like really grinding it out.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Nobody wants to sit there and do 7K HMTs all day.
Yeah, that's a lot. Have you not burnt out once from hard mode, ToB?
If anything, it's the thing that keeps making me come back.
Damn.
I don't know. It's probably autism, but I just like it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like it
Do
so
you
much.
do you have a dedicated team, or do you just do it with randoms?
Pretty much, I do it with any person that is down to clown and doesn't grief yellows.
Mm.
That is pretty much my prerequisite for the people I run with. But like, I run with pretty much everybody.
Do you have like a regular team at all? Or is it really just like whoever's
Uh,
there, let's send it?
I think I've been sending with Curtis the most lately, just because he has like. Honestly, Curtis is probably one of the more consistent HMTers I've ran with.
Mm.
Because he will legit just sit there 7 hours a day, run 15 to 20 ToBs, and be about it. And he's gonna do that until he gets dust or Farmers V3 starts.
What a fucking animal. That guy is
And
crazy.
you know what's funny is he didn't even start off that grind going for dust. He just went dry on the sand kit because he wanted the scythe.
Mm.
And then he was like, I'm 1K KC. Surely I'll get the dust soon anyway. So
Oh,
just keep going
God.
and get it. And that's how it
He
started.
went dry on both? Dude, that is
Yes.
so fucked up.
I know, but that's Jagex.
Yeah. Now, dude, Curtis is a goddamn beast. Like, I'm imagining, I mean, his Iron Man, first of all, is like one of the, top Iron Men. He's got so much shit. And he never, like, drops anything over.
As far as I'm concerned.
It's
one
what?
of the OGs for sure.
Oh, yeah. And he has never, like, really burnt out. Like, he's had some stints where he's, like, playing on different accounts and stuff. And he goes hard on those as well. But then he comes back to his Iron Man and just, like, it's like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him play a different game, now that I think about it.
No, he doesn't. He just plays RuneScape. And he is so locked in. It's like, how have you not even once... maybe he's had some burnouts. He just swallows it and he just doesn't show it. But like, bro, that is mega impressive to have that level of consistency.
Yeah, the consistency above everything else will. That's the thing about high scores is like you can do like 50 runs in a day and be like, I'm the top 24-hour guy, but keep that up for a year. We'll see where you are.
Oh my God.
So
it's
all about that consistency.
Yeah, that is crazy. Dude, did you know there's an Iron Man with 10 pieces of unique third age?
I do now.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I think his name's Wiki.
Wiki. I've never heard of him, but that's insane.
Let me look. Is it like 2 eyes or something? Or 1 eye?
I gotta imagine he's like one of the top logs for ironmen.
Yeah, so look up WEAKI. And he's done 12,000 hards, 3,300 elites.
W what?
WEAK, so like weak, and then I at the end.
Y. Wiki.
WEAKI. Sorry, I at the end, not Y.
Oh, I.
Yeah. Yeah, this is.
Oh yeah, he games.
Yeah, and the crazy
19,000. Jesus.
19,000 total close, and again, like this is a massive shift in clue meta that has allowed this. I mean, if it was,
he's single digit ranks for almost all of them, except for medium and the hard, the elite and master. Jeez, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a clean 12,000 hards.
Yeah, he's probably stacking at this point. So he only deserves, I'm trying to think, it was like 4, 5, 6. It was about like he basically deserves about 7 pieces of third age, and he has 11. One of them's a duplicate though, but he has a fucking like long sword and the axe and the wand. And there's just some crazy.
So he has
shit.
all the like crazy stuff.
He doesn't have a pickaxe yet. And he doesn't have the bow, which are arguably the 2 most cracked ones. But like, no, that's just wild to me to think because, for a while there, I was actually with this guy named Nos, K_NAUSS. That was a guy that had. Me and him were tied for the most third age for a long while. He was ahead of me for a little bit.
I think I've heard his name before, but yeah, I don't know him too well. So
like, I just remember thinking that was so crazy that he got 4 pieces of third age, and he had way fewer clues done than I did. And then I got my 5th one, and I think somebody else had gotten around 5, like shortly after or something. And then we have a dude with fucking 11 pieces, like all in the course of a year, by the way. Like this is all because of the clue change.
Remember when people were like, no one's ever going to complete the third age collection log? That would be crazy. You would have to dedicate your entire life to that. Here we are in 2025. One guy's like a few just gilded away or something. I don't know what the rank 1 guy is, but
there's still,
I know he's close.
Yeah, but they're still not that close. Like don't get me wrong, it'll happen. Like it'll 100% happen if they don't burn out, like these psychopaths. And especially if
they're too deep. They're too deep at this point.
Yeah, and everything's getting devalued more and more and more and more. So like clue scrolls are getting shat out easier. DPS is getting higher. Stackable clues are on their way. Their mimics was added. That was a slight buff to it. Like just things are continually getting better. There might be even Grandmaster clues coming out. Just shits out third age. Who knows? But just wait until they come out with second age and just fuck everybody over for the collection log. Like good luck. Everyone starts off fresh. Basically, we just introduced 10 new second age pieces.
What is second age supposed to be? I'm totally in the dark on that, to be honest with you.
I have no idea. I'm completely out of the loop with RS3. I think RS3 has some second age stuff, but
it's like stuff from RS3.
I guess. I don't know. I just imagine some people would want it, but that'll probably be years and years down the line.
Yeah.
What are you a clogger by any means? I mean, it sounds like you're just a hard mode tobber, so me asking
I'm just a tobber, to be honest. Like honestly, this tall race I've been doing has been kind of fun because it's been opening up my eyes a little bit to a couple other bosses. Like I don't hate Whispers as much, even though I'm over here using a Sang staff.
Oh, you don't have a shadow?
I do not. When I tell you I don't have shit from Toa, I only have a light bearer. That's
what?
I do not do Toa.
That is crazy. Because I was imagining you had basically completed the other raids. What's your Cox log?
Spooned.
You have a TiBo?
It's all spooned. Yeah, I have TiBo because it's spooned.
Wait, do you have everything?
I got... No. I still need stuff from Cox. I actually enjoy solo Cox, like no preps and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to get into solo CMs. But I gotta dedicate myself to more CM, like regular CMs. Just to learn it, because I only have like 13 KC right now or something. But my first purple was the TiBo at 72 kill count.
Well, that's fucking.
But wait, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh no.
I DC'd as I entered Ulm on the raid, so I only had 20k points when I ended.
And you pulled the TiBo?
And I pulled the TiBo.
Bruh, that's
It was ridiculous.
That's fucking.
Imagine
blessed.
if I fully DC'd from that raid. Where would we be now?
Dude, that's what I think. I don't even think I would have ended up being a streamer had I not gotten my 20 KC TiBo. Like, I kid you not.
It's just nuts how crazy that weapon changes your life.
It does. No, it was a complete game changer. I mean, I got it in college on my fucking laptop, laying in my bed, and I was on Discord with Shano. Do you know Shano? He doesn't stream as much anymore, but he started streaming like last year or something, and it's really loud. Anyway,
not off the top of my head.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious, but yeah, he was in the call. This is before either of us were streamers, and then his friend Dante was in there, or Deontay, was it Deontay or Dante? No, he was his friend, but we were in a call. I got the TiBo. Shauna was fucking pissed because, of course, I get the TiBo and he doesn't. I mean, it would just be. Yep. It's just a devastating, you know.
Oh, I've been there, dude.
It's devastating to see somebody else get shit and you know it could have been yours.
On my first iron on Big Reef, when when ToB came out, I was like super dry for the scythe. Not anywhere near like I'm sure you know of like Lato. He's like 2400 dry on his iron without a scythe.
Oh, so bad.
Disgusting. But I saw my buddy Iron Rhapsody he got the scythe before I did, and I was like teaching him ToB I got him into
Oh,
ToB,
and you're
and
just
then he pulled the scythe in front of me, and I was like salty. I was like,
oh yeah,
ah.
oh yeah, it's
So like I
bad.
totally know where it comes from, but like
No, it's
at the
it's
end of the
bad.
day, nowadays I'm super happy to see everybody get anything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just a complete change of mindset when you're
it,
like going for stuff
totally.
versus like why you're going for stuff.
I would get salty over other Iron Men getting crazy pieces of third age. I'm like, fuck, like I want
I
that.
just laugh at early KCs now because I know people will get mad over it. It's
Hmm.
great.
Yeah, that was a crazy time though because that was 2018. It was like April of 2018. So the Inferno had been out for just under a year at this point, and I
Oh my
remember
god.
thinking, like, I'll never go for the Inferno Cape. Fuck that. You know, just like that is stupid. That's way too hard. And then I
Dude,
pulled
you're preaching to the choir, right?
yeah, yeah, like, everybody thought that. And then I pull a TiVo, and I'm like, whoa, I'm an Iron Man with a TiVo. Like
I can do any.
The Inferno is like actually a possibility now. And I remember thinking just the very few select Iron Men at the time, because keep in mind the Inferno Cape wasn't even out for a year at this point. When you
Yeah,
saw an Iron
Bofa
Man with an
wasn't out
Infernal
or
Cape,
anything, so they had to be about it if they had it.
oh
Because
yeah,
like no Bofa, you had to be about it.
bro, you would worship them. I mean, you would bow down if you saw an Iron Man at the bank with an Infernal Cape.
You were like, whoa, that guy
Yeah.
fucks.
Yeah, it was a different time period, and I remember I was like, I want to be that guy. Like, I want to be that guy that has a fucking Infernal Cape with full bandos.
And now you're him and you don't even want to log in. How the turntables?
Oh, it's so bad. No, but I remember I went for my SGS, got the Infernal Cape like in June, and then I started learning how to solo raid, and then I did a bunch of like other shit, and then I started getting way more invested into the game, like way more because of that. It's all stemming from that TiVo, and then I was like, oh, I could probably stream. Like I have a pretty decent account. I could stream, and then that's like completely like literally that one day I pulled a fucking 20k TiVo, changed the course of my life. It would not have happened the same if not. I wouldn't have had the confidence if I was still like newbie on the game. I wouldn't have had like that confidence to go live and like, you know, do difficult things in the game.
That's part of the good part about like newer people going live is because they have no fucking idea. And then it's just fun to watch the journey, man. I love watching people just go from nothing to like just absolute kings. Like I love watching Soy Duro.
Dude, he's
Every
a
time he
beast
dies on a
now.
hardcore, he is back to Grandmaster in like 2 seconds. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, that dude's nuts. That dude's nuts, and so is Mutz. Mutz is like one of those players. Like I remember
Yeah,
thinking,
Mutz will never die unless it's like
he's
to some bullshit.
dude, I cannot believe he's still alive on that account. Like, it is seriously so impressive. So fucking impressive. I think there's a player of the year golden gnome or something like that. But
I was voting him for that, even though I know Port Kazard is super insane.
yeah.
I just think what Mutts do, like to do all that shit and then some without dying, is nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts much.
And I want to make it very clear. Porkazard is clearly the better mechanical player. Like it's just
Oh
not even a
yeah,
question.
for sure, for sure.
But player of the year, I think of Mutt's achievements and just his fucking humility, dude. Like so is Porkazard. Porkazard's very humble too, but like Mutts is grinding day in, day out. He's done this super, super long-term thing on stream, doing some crazy shit like going for Blorva.
Yeah,
and
to
stuff.
do it on stream and
like
what a
yeah.
I can only imagine because I was watching him do the I think some of the most hype content out of his grind was when he was finally doing Blorva on that account. Watching him practice for Vardorvis
Oh yeah, I was there.
just such a buildup.
Oh
And
yeah.
like I remember everybody in the RS community in that chat was just like pogging their fucking heads off when it got to enrage phase.
Oh yeah.
And it was just some of the best content. That and All Stars was really good content last year.
Oh yeah. Solo Mission deserves that Golden Gnome for community random
Yeah,
event.
for sure.
Wasn't it only up to him and Jimmy's thing? I actually don't know what Jimmy's thing was, like some house party like fashion or something.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he just held like a super old school house party thing. I didn't look too much into it, but it looked like fun for the people like it was targeted for.
For sure.
Because I obviously can't, because we're Ironmen and can't go in a fucking house.
Dude, they need to change that. I'm sorry.
They need to change it to where they can at least enter our houses so we can flex. But like
actually,
we're the only
they?
one looking at it.
Wait, did they change
I don't know.
that?
I know for group Iron Man they can. I don't think they can for regular Iron.
I don't know about that actually. I feel like there was some.
If that's an update, then I don't know about it.
I don't know either, to be fair. But I remember hearing something about that. I've never had anybody enter my Iron's house though.
I know group Iron Man could do it.
I'm pretty sure you can actually. I'm pretty sure you can enter an Iron's house actually.
Oh, that must be an update. Cool.
I think
it wasn't a thing back.
I could still be. I could still be wrong. Yeah, it was an update, but I could still be wrong. I'm just trying to think. I'm pretty sure I had to lock my house on Sae Bae or something because some dude was entering it or something. Maybe I'm like imagining this. I don't fucking know.
Probably while making planks in the PvP world. Shout out.
Yeah. I think I like had anyway, but they need to make it so Irons can enter houses and just can't use their shit, or make them use their shit. Fuck it, just let them use.
I just want to hang out with my friends. Come on.
No, I'm with you, man.
This is a social game, by the way.
I hope sailing they don't have some stupid ass restriction where you can't be on another person's boat because you're an Iron Man.
Oh, speaking of sailing,
yeah.
You know what would be awesome?
What
for sailing is if. I was thinking of this. I know everybody's like talking about how the new raid should be like part 2 to ToB or whatever the hell, but I think it would be really cool to like combine sailing with a raid, like a pirate raid, and implement some like PvP aspects to it to where you get rewarded for like turning on each other or fighting a different team doing the same raid at the same time or something.
Bro, you just know that's gonna be filled with boosting. You just know it's gonna be filled with boosting. It's
okay, you say that, but you act like ToB and Cox aren't already filled with boosting.
No. But I mean, like the mechanics entirely will be nullified. Like it'll turn into Soul Wars where nobody will actually be fighting. It'll just be a purely boosting.
You would have to make like the rewards for that. I'm talking like just a fight out of the entire raid, not like the entire raid, but just like a ending fight or like some sort of sequence where PvP is like encouraged.
So
because I feel like that could add a lot
at the end,
just like maybe a extra 5% reward or something, like something minuscule.
How about this? At the end of the raid, there's a cage that comes down. Cage.
Yes, cage match.
Cage match. And then there's one purple. There's only one chest, and the last survivor actually gets the purple.
Oh man, that would be so.
Iron Man
it
are
would
paying
be like
bills
complete.
Please let me kill you.
Totally abuse it, but I would love for them to just have fun with it.
That would be cute.
It would just be a refreshing, like something different. Because you know how there's bounty ToB runs where everybody's trying to kill each other, and then the winner at the end gets the bounty.
Yeah.
I imagine it's something like that. I think that would be fun.
I just want raids for, if it's something to do with sailing, call it Theater in the Sea. So then we can grind cocks one day, grind tits the other day. That's just what I want.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah. Do it for the acronym.
Yeah. So we just got to call it that. But yeah, well, I mean, what are your overall thoughts on sailing, though? Are you excited? You're probably still going to be doing hard mode, ToB. But...
At first, I was on the boat. Get it? Sailing on the boat. I was on the boat where I was like, this was just supposed to be a meme that we were fucking around with. Like someone's screenshotted agility and then made it into swimming or whatever, and then it evolved from there. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, nobody wanted taming because that's just, nah. Shamanism was cool, but then I really thought about it, and I was like, that would just break the game.
Yep.
If they don't like balance the living fuck out of it.
And it would.
And then it would be like, what's the point at that point? And so sailing could be cool. Like, I played a little bit of Lost Ark and I enjoyed the some bits of sailing that was on there, like going to random islands and like looting stuff. But yeah, I'm just hopeful for it. Like, there's no point in being negative towards it because like it's too deep now. You might as well be optimistic for it and hope that the devs like are about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all positive for it. I hope they come out and it's just smash.
Yeah, I'm trying to remain really optimistic about it all. I think it'll be fun, but man,
I'm not looking forward to training it though. I'm gonna be.
that's what they.
But the activities they could do with it, I'm looking forward to that part.
Yeah, there's gonna be awesome islands, awesome stuff. Nothing regarding actual sailing itself, but just all the extra added stuff.
Yeah, all the rewards from sailing, kind of like construction. Nobody wants to fucking train construction, but like if you don't have a max house, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So.
Nah,
I imagine it will be something like that.
I just really am hopeful that they make it chill. So, yes, there's going to be Barracuda trials for the sweats. If you want to compete, that's pretty much what you're going to be, camped at, I imagine. But for those that just want to chill out, they can be on a boat with their friends, including ironmen, and get a trickle. Get some sailing XP, not trickle. I don't mean to say like a small amount, but just a reasonable amount of sailing XP to be on a boat with your buddies and do some random ass missions and go fucking loot a sea wreckage thing, a ship wreckage in the sea, and just to hang out. Like I just want to be on a boat with some boys. Just I'm on a boat. Yeah,
just. On a boat, motherfucker, don't you ever forget.
Yeah, like, and they need to make it so there's customizable. Like, I want to have a boat that's mine.
I want to have a shrimp boat like Forrest Gump, and I want to go out there and fish nothing but shrimp.
Yeah,
and people will call it inefficient, but I'll be a bubblegum shrimp captain, and they can't say anything about it.
You know what? You know how like they've always teased, like people have always been kind of like wanting low-key you to be able to just run around the game and get trickles amounts of agility XP similar to leagues.
Yeah, like I could see that with like climbing the sails and stuff, and like there's a bunch of stuff they could implement.
In sailing, I genuinely believe that as long as you're on a boat, you should always be getting a very minimal amount of sailing XP just for being on the boat. Like, I think that would be a nice touch. Just the fact that you're on the sea, you're going to get some sailing XP.
Yeah, I hope there's some like enjoyable fishing spots as well, because I feel like that would pair pretty well with sailing. Yeah. Just like fishing like random monsters or random whirlpools or whatever is out there that they come up with. I'm just like spitballing here because I haven't really given it too much thought, but like I just hope it's good, man. That's all I can really say.
I'm still curious if their PvP vision is still going to come to light. Like, you saw that little animation of like two boats crossing.
Yeah, in one that didn't look too good.
Yeah, that looked bad.
I was thinking more of like two ships like lined up, anchored down,
with cannons,
having a cannon and just like going at it.
Yeah, and then being able to board each other's ships, like in
say you ice barrage some guy and then line up a cannon shot right onto him, boom, one shot, get him out of here.
Yeah. Dude, that would actually be so much fun if somehow they could balance a 1v1 ship match where you have a crew of 10 people on your boat and the other people have a crew of 10 people on their boat, and all you're allowed to have is pirate gear. So there's no maging.
Yeah, it could be the New Age Castle Wars, but with pirates.
Oh,
that would be hype.
I'm not going to lie. There's something so charming about bringing back PvP in a very simplistic kind of free-to-play manner where like...
Yeah, I know we're both ironmen, but we're just stuck here talking about PvP and how much better it would be. But like it could just be... I would think the game would just be better if you implemented like everything into everything. So like PvP and the PvM at some points would just make for a more fun experience. I know some people would get rolled and like... be like, isn't fun. I'm just getting killed all the time.
What were your thoughts on Rathmaw? That's what Manked wanted.
Rathmaw. Honestly, I never played Deadman.
Yeah.
Like I would just watch it. I was a watcher. But I mean, I thought it would seem cool. I thought it'd be cool. Like people would always there's always going to be some group of people just min-maxing every little update that comes out. But I mean, if you update the game around that, then I feel like it's going to be harder to implement anything that's fun into the game. And Rathmaw would be like just a fun event to see. I have no idea how they would make it a thing, because then they started talking about, well, if you make a Rathmaw, you got to add one to the desert and make it okay for people who don't like PvP. And I don't know. I think the risk is worth it. I think the risk is part of the fun.
Yeah.
People are too afraid to lose their stuff. Like, people don't even lose things for dying nowadays. I remember back when we had a 2-minute death time to get back to our stack, and if we didn't get back, we would just lose it all.
So dude, here's the issue though. There's too much asymmetry in PvP, in traditional PvP. So I am fully on board with losing shit. Like, yeah, to have risk. But here's the problem. It's like you're losing shit that's not like something you gained out there in a little bit. Like it's not the equivalent of going into the boss and just wiping and then just like, man, that fucking sucked. Like I risked all that, like, you know, and somebody else jacked it or something. But it's like, no, if you're an Ironman, you're bringing out items that took you potentially hundreds of hours to get.
Yeah, I remember you brought up a thing, or I don't know if it was you. I remember this conversation where someone was talking about you could put money into a coffer and then an Ironman would be able to go out and PK. And if they died, all the worth that they were risking would be taken out of that coffer and given to the PKer. Exactly. I would support that. That would be huge.
And it's not to easy scapify Iron Man. That's not the idea behind it. The whole idea is to balance the playing field and to just allow for actual engagement out in the wilderness. Like, isn't that what... I mean, PK or say they want that. They probably don't. They actually do want sitting pinatas. But, like, that would actually encourage you to fight back because you know that anything you're risking is just going to be taken from this thing. And to be fair, I'm on board with... Like, I wish they would almost test something else where, like, come out with, like, a Wilderness 2 that's, like, a small portion of the wilderness where you're only risking what you gained out there. So, for example, this Wilderness 2 would be, dude, you have some great...
So, like, looting bag only.
Yeah, it's just the shit that you actually earned out there. But here's the thing. The incentive is to stay out there for longer, and there's no teleporting out. So, an area in... Just like a Wilderness 2.0 that has...
Yeah. If like someone finds you, it's on.
Yeah, it's on. You got to fight, and you can still run, I guess, but you know, you couldn't just telly out. Like, you couldn't just wait for a red name to show up and telly out, or get to the 30 line and telly out. It's like you'd have to go to the designated exit and somehow
not even like logging out after 10 seconds or
nah.
A lot of my escapes are like getting gapped or like tricking someone and then logging out after 10 seconds.
Well, I just think it would be a cool system to have a place where, I mean, maybe that could be fine. I'm trying to like reimagine something that is high risk. It's still high reward, and it's not fucking punishing to the point where you just want to log out. Like, man, that was fucking depressing. Like, no, you're going in there and nothing you've just brought in, you're losing. You're only going to lose the shit that you gained out there. But the stuff you have to gain out there is pretty awesome. So you're getting all the stuff, and you're continually being encouraged to stay. So it's going to be sort of like an enrage system where the longer you're out there, the more you're going to make. And so you want to stay out there. It's kind of similar to the wilderness course. The wilderness agility course, the longer you're out there, the more money you start making per lap. And so it incentivizes you to stay out there.
I've never done agility, the wilderness agility, since it was updated, but it looks amazing.
It's still clunky as hell, but it's really it's a cool way.
It looks better than the normal agility course. Like, at least there's stuff happening on the agility course instead of just clicking obstacle to obstacle. You know?
No, it's good. It's actually a really balanced. I mean, for Iron Man just gone out of control anyway. I heard Callisto's shitting out 7 mil an hour for irons that are just AFKing there with a fucking 10-man team. Like, game's gone off the rails, but. When I look at wilderness agility, the times I've done it, it's been exhilarating. Even doing agility, because I just know, okay, there's could be a PKer at any time. That's exciting.
Yeah, I think that's a good second to Sepulcher. I really enjoyed Sepulcher. That might be because I got 4 endurance rings on the way to 99, but that's neither here nor there.
Dude, those things have plummeted, I'm pretty sure. Let me look.
I made 120 mil off of them. I think
They're
they
7 mil now. What the fuck?
Yeah, they used to be like 30, 40 mil.
Yeah,
it used
they
to
were
be
40
bonkers.
mil, I remember.
Did they drop because of the running update?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I haven't paid attention to those, and I just use it for blast furnace for the most part. So,
Dude, you probably don't even need to
never
get
look at
stams
the
at
price.
hard mode top anymore, do you? It's all
No,
just...
you don't. Well, there's sometimes. I still get it just in case. You definitely don't need it if everybody stays alive. But if people die, you're gonna wish you had it. So I always get it just in case.
And you're an ironman, you might as well stack them.
Oh, I have an absurd amount. Well, not a crazy amount. I've seen people with like 6-digit stam stacks, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? But I gotta. Let's just put it this way: I profit stamina from top.
Yeah, of course.
So I will never have a problem with stamina.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's just no upsides and downsides to updates. I think the run energy update by far was a massive dub, but there's still consequences to it, like Ring of Endurance being shit, stamina's probably just not being used in places, so that's going to affect the economy, but I still think it's a dub.
Yeah. That solo talks, I felt it as well. You only need to bring 1 stamina in there now. Instead of, I used to bring like 3 or something.
Yeah. There's pools everywhere too, so you just hit those.
Yep.
Then they still haven't made you be able to cure your fucking poison, though. That is bullshit. However the hell that failed.
Yeah, that's why I chug jug with the anti-venom right there. It's like, if I see anything that poisons me, I'm just chug jugging.
No, that's fucking bullshit that you still have to like make a... At least they have a potion in there that you can make to cure yourself, but it's like, dude, when you're taking 12s by shamans... Yeah, in Cox.
What potion cures it?
It's wait, is it a potion or a food? Now I'm trying to think.
Are you thinking of the heal over time Varlamore food thing? I never used those.
No, I think there was a cure. I'm pretty sure there's a cure to venom or to poison in chambers, but you have to make a potion for it. Now I couldn't
tell you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is though. Somebody's going to be in the comments and you're going to tell me I'm wrong or right, but I'm pretty sure just literally in the last year, I think I did one on Sae Bae and I got poisoned and I was fucking tilted. And then they're like, "Oh, just make a potion." I'm like, "Dude, I don't have any like brews. Like I'm gonna die. I'm taking."
No, if you're getting poisoned at like Vespula or Shamans, you might as well just start over.
Yeah, it's just ass. It's so stupid. I wish that pool healed your poison.
Yeah, but I'd take Cox over ToA any day. It takes too long and it's depressing when you die at the end because then you even if you're softcore, like you just wasted 30, 40 minutes.
The other thing is like Chambers feels so much quicker because ToA, if you wipe, let's just say you wipe, let's just say you try to click your melee weapon to attack the skulls and it doesn't register. So you fucking shadow your first skull and then you just know it's like, okay, time to pray to God I get the skull skip right or it's over for me.
And then like hoping you're not going to get RNG to death and splash at the end while trying to worry about one tile, like one line of tiles with rocks and shit flying every fucking way. Let me break.
But the worst part is that if you do wipe, it doesn't feel as simple to go in there because even though, yes, it's only 4 rooms to get back to Newarden, you think about it as 8 rooms because you got the monkey fucking room, you got Baba, you got the Kefri puzzle, you got Kefri, you got
monkey room is so much more better now. I'll give them that.
It's still shit. It's still shit though.
Yes.
It's just awful.
Everybody just loves ToB because there's no bullshit rooms. It's all just boss.
Yeah. I wonder how ToA would be, genuinely, if they completely scrapped all puzzle rooms. So you go into the first room, you're just instantly in Baba.
I think... I kind of like the Zabak puzzle room, where you can... like do the perfect 33, 34 second just
Yeah,
the
that's.
collect the water and give it to the tree. I like that one. Those are fine.
I mean, if it,
But
dude, my biggest problem with that, like, don't get me wrong, in a solo, if you're doing that, it's fine. If you're doing it in a duo and you have a competent player, you can do it occasionally in a
yeah, in
trio
a
or whatnot.
team it can get
But
ass
dude,
real quick.
what the hell is going on visually? Like, that place is a
That's
visual
what I'm
nightmare.
saying. I can't tell anything.
It's
My
just
main issue with
awful.
ToB is like when the boss scales all the way up, the whole point of the room is to dodge, like just abuse mechanics to dodge the boss, and that's probably my main gripe with the Toa.
Mm.
Is like if you're not red Xing and butterflying and you're doing high invocations, you're not completing that raid.
Well, I kind of see it as a worse form of chambers. I mean, you cannot go into a solo Olm and just expect to sit there at the melee hand. I mean, you probably could if you have max gear and
Yeah.
your blood fury, but you're supposed to be abusing the mechanics where you're running back and forth.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But you're right about
I'm
you're
just
right about
mad at
the.
Toa.
I know, but the feel of red Xing just was worse because there's no fluidity really to it. It feels clunkier, and you're also losing DPS by like being slower.
Yeah, I also don't have a fang, so when I tried to learn Red
Ugh.
X, I was doing it with a rapier.
Oh God, yeah, that's awful.
So yeah, you can imagine the zeros.
Yeah. What do you think is going to come out from Raids 4? Do you have any ideas?
Oh, man.
Do you think you'll try to go if Raids 4? Apparently, they're not even working on it yet, so it probably is going to be another 2 years or whatnot. But if Raids,
They're
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask, like, would you jump on board to Raids 4 and try to go for rank 1, like, immediately?
Well, honestly, it's hard to say because I never really went for ranks. I just did HMT because I enjoyed it, and it just kind of happened because I kept doing it.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I enjoy it, I'll just keep doing it. But I think I don't think I could be rank 1 because the main thing why I think I was able to get rank 1 is not because like I just really like HMT. It's because other people get bored of it and they'll just go off and do something else. Because you just have to have a certain mentality to keep doing one single boss until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one guy with 100,000 Kriara KC. I think that is along the same lines of like why I do it. Just because I like it. So if I like Raids 4, then I'll probably go for it. But there's probably going to be somebody out there who's willing to grind a lot harder than me. Because as it is right now, I just play like I don't want to say casually, but like I'm definitely not on the sweatier end of things. Like there are definitely way more efficient people than me. Just because I spend a lot of time at HMT does not mean I am the best at it at all.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense why makes sense why Rig is not the best PVMer in the game for having gotten rank 1 DKs at the time. You know, just your rank 1 doesn't just doing stuff overnight. Who is there a guy that's? I mean, it would be the same thing as saying like people that do a bunch of Inferno. Like that doesn't mean they're the best in the Inferno just by doing it a lot.
You know, the previous rank 1 Iron, Rob Iron, I think he's rank 1 Inferno.
Oh shit.
Let me check it real quick because I have him on my friends as well, but I always noticed he was like way more interested in Inferno compared to HMT, which is crazy to say, but he is rank 1 Iron Man, 444 Infernos right now.
Jesus
and then
Christ.
he's rank 2 Iron Man HMT.
What a
So he
beast.
had both rank 1s until I showed up. So that kind of guy, I can see having rank 1 and like keeping it. Because as long as someone sweaty is willing to just dedicate their life to it, I will never have rank 1.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to have your links in the description. So if people want to check you out, I was just curious, like if you had like a typical schedule so people could like check you out.
Lately, I've been up in the mornings. So like 6 a.m. Eastern, which is, I know that's crazy, but
You wake up
and
at
then
6
sometimes at
a.m.
night.
or are you,
Yeah, because I work in the morning, so like
oh, okay,
it's
okay.
already it's normal for me.
Mm,
And then Curtis usually like HMTs in the morning, so it's easy to match up with him.
nice.
But yeah, until the 16th, I'll be doing the tile race with my clan, Ember of Ash, and then I'll be back on the HMT grind. Hopefully, I'm only a couple hundred KC from rank 2 overall, so
Yeah, fucking A, dude.
that'll be achievable. I think that's achievable because Sam Squanches, who is the current rank 2, he mainly does learner HMTs and solo HMTs, which is like he's a god for that. Doing learner HMTs is you need
Ass.
some
Dude,
tenacity for
doing
that.
doing any learner stuff. Do you remember, dude? Do you remember Letu Lanin? Letu Lanin? What was his name? Do you remember that guy, Letu?
Nah,
He
but
would.
go ahead.
Oh, it might have been when you were burnt. Might have been like right around the time he would do learner ToBs back in the early days.
Okay.
Anyway,
I think the person I learned like my very first top was probably chemistry.
yeah. Holy hell,
Yeah.
throwback,
He used to do a lot more back then.
bro.
He still does stuff now though. Like he's still out there.
Dude,
Hanging out.
you know what's crazy? Let me know if you remember or if you recognize this name, Lady Kath.
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah.
she brought me on my first ever ToB back in 2018.
There are some
No,
girl
2017.
gamers in the top scene, dude. Like people give them shit all the time, like e-girl roll as MDPS and shit, but there are some fucking gamers out here, man.
Yeah.
Like Half Hawaiian, Miss PVMer, just to name a couple off the top of my head. Half Hawaiian by far, because she was doing it before everybody. Like her and Sinferna were like two of the same as far as I'm concerned, but she was doing like pure Inferno and like solo ToBs and shit. She was like the goat. She was the goat from like a few years ago, and I've like recently seen her like coming back. So I really hope she gets back into that stuff because like watching her do that is insane.
Yeah.
She gave me like motivation to actually even want to like learn solo top. I've never done it, but like I eventually want to.
Yeah, that seems like a rite of passage almost. If you're gonna be like known as a tobber, like it's almost like get your solo ToB in just to like fucking solidify like your standing.
Just to say you did it.
Yeah,
because it's easier than ever nowadays. I have no real excuse. I'm just lazy. I just like HMT too much. I'd rather be HMT in.
It's still difficult though. Solo ToB is still no joke. But
oh yeah.
It's
the Nyla and Zarpus are like the hardest parts for sure.
Fuck that. Well,
but Riz a lot more chill.
Yeah. Well, Moove Over. I am wishing you the absolute best of luck on your rank 1 hard. You're not even really going for. You just say you're just grinding it.
I'm just hanging out.
You know,
I'm just having fun.
I keep pushing that on you, but you're just trying to have some fun here. So it was.
Well, I mean, I'm rank 1 iron, so it's sort of there. But I mean,
that's true.
Ironmen don't count.
No, Ironmen actually do count. That's the only mode that actually counts. All these other fucking peasants don't even know what it's like to have to like build up an account at that point. You know. So you already are rank 1 hard mode ToB in my eyes, to be fair, but.
My man.
Yeah. Well.
Yo, it's been fun though. It's been fun.
Yeah. No, this has been great. Honestly, like the fact that we're both. I mean, it's weird because I can actually say I'm kind of an OG OSRS player, even though I've always considered myself a new school player. But the fact that we can reminisce on some of the early days
it's been
is always
fun going down like memory lane and stuff.
Yeah, fucking great times. But
it was fun. I've never been on a podcast before, so this is
you're a natural, man. You're an actual
dude.
natural.
I was so nervous to come on. I'm not gonna lie. And then we started talking, and then I just completely forgot. About my nervousness. So I'm glad I did this for sure.
That is pretty common as well. Like for those wondering, there's been so many guests that have come on and are like, I'm fucking nervous, never done one of these, and then by the end it's like, wow, time flies and this is great. So
yeah, we're just yapping, shooting the shit for the most part. That's the whole thing.
Well, I'm gonna have your links down in the description as I mentioned earlier, so if anybody wants to check you out on Twitch, and you throw up videos on YouTube here and there. Again, this man, as he said, he's just fucking shooting the shit. So go check him out for me. And also, if you guys want to support the cast, there's a Patreon link and a YouTube membership link down there where you can support and get access to full exclusive episodes. So yeah, Moove Over.
Subscribe to the Patreon. Woo!
A fucking legend. Yeah, go show him some love as well, guys. Go drop him some follows, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.